right. Okay. Hi, crypto class. Yeah. The start was very, very impressive. So let me quickly make sure that I'm sharing everything across social media so everybody's aware. Content live. All right. Let me see. YouTube. I hope the sound is not too loud. Okay, let's just share that on social media very quickly. Okay, first here. All right. And then let's share that as well. Over here. Sorry guys, I have so many windows and things open. Ready to the launch. A bit tricky. All right. There you go. If there's anyone that want to join, let me know. You can DM me and I'll share the stream, but we're gonna keep it very short. I don't expect to stay in for more than about 20 minutes. So that's it. So first of all, thank you everyone. Congratulations to everybody who participated to the launch of ULTI. It has been slightly exceeded my expectations. Not because it's working perfectly, because I spent a lot of time just on the technical side and the security side that make sure that we are ready and we're minimizing any risks. But also on the adoption side, I was maybe a bit concerned that during these seasons, holiday seasons, that not everybody will be around on vacation or not having access to their stuff. But it looks like everybody has been responding very, very positively. And things have been picking up really like the past few days. Especially today, I think we had more than 3,000 unique visits on the website today. So it's been huge. And as you can see on the website, it's been, I think, about 2 hours, 3 hours, about 3 hours that we launched. And already 5,000 Ether in the pump pool. So this is huge. I think I'm going to put all these data as well, rotating with the dollar amount, that we're starting very strong because we are really at the beginning of Thursday. We still have 20 hours to go. So, I mean, if we reach 1,000 Ether on the Thursday, that is very, very promising for the rest of the first cycle and then for the rest of the year. So obviously the price will fluctuate a lot. I've been extremely impressed with the price itself. I mean, we had 16 cents. The initial price set up when deploying the smart contract and upon the launch function was 1 cent. So it looks like there is a fair amount of users are trading on the Uniswap on the market, buying spot. That suggests to me that a fair amount of these users did not fully take the time to click that learn more button here. because otherwise they would know that if you search for early bird price around deposits, it is clearly mentioned that in the first 24 hours, all depositors will receive ULTI token at a fixed favorable price, regardless of the market fluctuation. So currently, anyone depositing in the contract, they're getting a huge discount compared to the market. That was my design intention. I was not expecting the market to go 16x above the initial deposit price. So I've been trying to think it through for the past hour, and the reason why that would be the case, and I could not come up with anything conclusive, apart from, I was expecting like a few bots to come in first few minutes, which we've seen. Actually, nobody has been able to extract too much value by doing this strategy, so it's been very positive. But I was not expecting the price to go that high. It is likely to go down because obviously the first people who deposited, then right now they should be up 16x on their ULTI, right? The liquidity pool is slowly scaling up. So if you deposit a very small amount and you were one of the first depositor, that implies that yes, you made some money. I've even heard a couple of traders that came in at 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, and now they are 3 times, 4 times up on their money, right? So a lot of volatility that was expected because of the ratio of the deposits and the way the liquidity pool has been set up. But we're already at healthy level of liquidity, with I think more than $300,000 worth of liquidity. So it remains thin because it's a Uniswap V1 liquidity pool across the entire range, right? So the price is expected to be very dynamic for quite a while. This is expected. Speculation and price volatility on the way up and down attracts people to make the most of it. So I'm expecting volatility to remain quite high for quite a while. I don't know if a matter of days or weeks, but hopefully it should stabilize a little bit as we scale in the deposits, for which 97, I'm not mistaken, we have 97% going into 97% going into the pump pool and 3% going into the liquidity pool. All right, so let's do this very quickly. I just want to share with you guys. Okay, I don't have any ETH on the account, but yes, all deposits contribute to grow the ecosystem in an automated fashion. So you're all contributing basically to build two types of liquidity: a long-term liquidity pool, 90% of it. So it's a collective buyback and burn, like a collective saving pools. I will slowly buy back and burn the price because none of us are strong enough to delay gratification. So here we go. The pump pool will do the purchasing for you. I was expecting the pump pool to be the majority buyer on the market over time, but for the past 2 hours, thousands of trades already have been happening on the market. So imagine what happens when the pump's going to start kicking off. So, and 3% will go to scaling the liquidity pool, right? So this is automated. There's no situation where you expect a founder, a team, or anyone to provide liquidity. There's a base canonical liquidity pool, immutable. The contract is immutable. The liquidity pool is owned by the smart contract, so no one has any admin keys, and the value is really in the hands of the community. So yeah, everything is impressive. The pump pool keeps on growing, and I'm expecting things to grow really well for the first cycle. As a consequence, because of the amount of deposit coming in on the first cycle, first day, and the price being up, yes, the consequences are the current price for Guardians, meaning the top 33 contributors, is insane. As you can see, that first Guardian here, he deposited. Wow, this is very impressive Guardians. He deposited $1,100,000. He referred worth of $100,000. That could be the same person, could be someone using their referral. In total, they minted a lot of ULTI, right? So the percentage that you can see here on the left side is a relative percentage of ULTI minted throughout the cycle. If you read the white paper, there is a discounting factor to avoid people to sniping last-minute position in the ranking. So even if you deposit a lot down the line, your percentage here might not be high because that represents the discounted value of your contribution throughout the cycle. So we can see that the first few Guardians here, the bonuses they get is nearly 100% yield on their contribution, right? Maybe a bit less. Yeah, it's about 70 to 80% for the first top contributors. Anyone that keeps contributing below the fold basically is participating. The top contributors themselves contribute to growing the price. Anyone contributing there, which creates an incentive for anyone at the margin. So if your rank is 34, basically if you deposited or you minted slightly less than 1 billion ULTI, you have the chance to enter the ranking and snatch or improve your position here. Be careful because it's not guaranteed. You don't know who's coming after you. The cycle is 33 days. And we have just spent 3 hours. The contract has been live for 3 hours. So do not take this ranking as final. It is likely to evolve a lot throughout the cycle. All right, I'm just going to take a couple look at the chat. Okay, congrats, amazing launch. Referral working, price is pumping. So yeah, a lot of good signals for today. Hello, big Cheka, Crypto Gains Club. Oi, oi. Thank you for the kind word. Great launch. We have Odd Octopus asking, you expect price to dump when all of the coins what still are people to buy market and absorb sell pressure? This is true, Odd Octopus. I thought I already addressed that. The price is very high, so a lot of people are in profit. I would assume that if you invested like 1K and you're up 15K, you may sell your token. But as we can see already, the price is fluctuating up and down, still very high. So it is likely that the first depositor by tomorrow might still be up 2x, 5x, 10x. We'll see. I think long term is the short term price right now is not so much sustainable because obviously people, if they can make a bit of profit in the short term, they will at least take the initial investment and just run with the rest of their profit. Many people tend to do that. So we'll see. One question, after 21st, the price will auto pump. No. The price, I invite you to read the white paper. I think it's an advice for everybody. Just spend the time, just, it's 20 minutes. If you invest a bit of money, spend that time. If you don't have much time, there's a light paper that can be read in 2 minutes. Right. Yes. Hi, Silver. Hi, Mackenzie. Thank you. Hi, Barely. I just want to highlight that Crypto Class, a few others, Mackenzie, Silver, The Antidote, Barely Crafty have been, and a few other that I'm probably forgetting now, have been critical just to get to the finish line. They provided numerous feedback for the past few months, and I'll be forever grateful for the early community of I don't know how we're gonna call ourselves ULTIan, or people at least participating in ULTI, because it takes a village to get to that place, and I would not been able to do it without a lot of support from people around me, friends, family, crypto friends, and the fantastic security auditors that work with me. We're talking about 15 plus security researchers that in the past 3 months helped me just to get to that stage, because the contract is not the most simple. There's a lot of incentive interplay between incentives, and they've been really, really fantastic finding very subtle issues before we launch. All right. Okay. Yeah, Trev. I mean, I sent a DM to Trevon saying if he's interested to at the minimum just share his feedback on ULTI. He can do it. I think he mentioned in his private video group on YouTube that is interested in participating at least in the streak bonus, not so much in the referral system. So I'm happy to stream with everybody. Ultimus Prime, Luke, I believe. Yeah, thank you very much for the congrats. It's working well so far. Gary, thank you very much for the compliment. Thank you. We spent the time with Gary on his YouTube channel 2 months ago describing ULTI to his audience. So far it's working well. All right. Well, congrats. I'm looking if there's any specific questions. I'm gonna stay another maybe 10 minutes. It's a bit late in Paris right now, 2 a.m. And I still have a lot of things to do. So making sure that all the assets, the branding of ULTI is shared across all listing website, on Easterscan, on Deck Screeners, on Moralis as well. I need to verify the contract. So right now, the deploy contract can be verified against the actual code that's been written, and you will see that on Easterscan as well. So all the code will be visible. So hopefully I will be able to do that. If I manage to do it before going to bed, yes. Otherwise, the first thing in the morning will be that code verification, so that everybody can inspect the code. Yes, swappers may not have read the white paper. I mean, there might be a reason that I haven't foreseen. Because we have seen a couple of traders just mention that they made money because the price was so volatile that, yeah, if you were one of the early ones coming in and not doing the deposits, you made something, and maybe you want to cash out that money before the 24 hours. So a few traders may have won something, but at the expense of others that may not have read. We've seen also during we did a competitive testing phase of 1 week. It was in early November, and the data is really appalling. All the people that ended up being doing very poorly during the competitive testing are the people that traded the most. I still need to distribute the rewards of the competitive testers. That's going to be done during this week. So the 9 winners that contributed to the competitive testing, you will have an extra little bag of USDC or DAI or ETH, as you prefer, so that you can use it for starting the new year in good status. Okay. Oh, I just heard a pump. Don't know if you heard it too. Yeah, so people are pumping, so cool. Right now the pump might be, I don't know, I haven't looked. I think after when the ETH in the pump pool is at 1,000, The pump is about 500. I think 500 currently, if I'm not mistaken. No, 0.04 ETH per pump every 55 minutes. And there are about 9,000 pumps every cycle. So every month, about 9,000 pumps there. So it's a lot of buying pressure. Throughout the course of the year, that would amount to 33% of the pump pool, right? If there was no additional deposit there. So obviously, the more deposit, the more the pumps will be strong over time, and will buy back the price accordingly. This is a very good point. Consider depositing. The rate is just that much better. So we have a long-term fan, D'Artagnan. We've been going back and forth since I think early 2021 on the Telegram audio streams. I love you too, and I know you want X.Live to come back. So one day, don't despair. We might do that one day. All right, we have PLS Mobster with a negative take, saying that tomorrow they're going to be forever down short. So yes, you can short it. You can make money shorting it if you want someone that is willing. If you're able to borrow some ULTI of someone. Oh yes, per hour it depends. It's the formula is in the white paper. It's a percentage. It's a fixed percentage of the pump pool basically. So the ETH stays in the smart contract. So I think I don't have the exact ratio out of my head. I think there's a lot of zeros, but yeah, it's I think if you at the current level, it's gonna be a few $100s every 55 minutes. So yeah, it's a very conservative pump pool basically. It's a slow buyback and burn, but that amounts to a lot, I think, over time. A very, very advanced question. What happens to the ETH sent to the contract directly? If you deposit, basically, there's a function that just wrap your ETH into wrap Ether, and this is the input token for the buyback and burn. If you were to send directly to the contract address, I would not recommend to do that because depositing is always better, gives you more ULTI, while depositing directly to the smart contract address would be seen by all ULTI members as a donation. The deposit of ETH, if I'm not mistaken, should probably be auto-wrapped into WETH. I need to double check that, but this is the case. We had discussed that with auditors. I think we wanted to see if people were sending some Ether directly to the smart contract, that it could be then utilized as part of the pump pool. So, but please do not do that unless you know what you're doing or you want to do a donation. It's still better to consider doing the deposit because you could do that donation this way, but you have some tokens in exchange, and maybe you can do a giveaway or something. So using the deposit function on the website, ulti.org, is still recommended. There are Tesseract X outstanding launch, exciting launch so far. All right, ULTICAN. I don't know. It's a bit like, it reminds me of Yes We Can. I'm not sure I want to be associated with that, but I like the spirit. So ULTICAN, guys. I haven't really thought about community branding. Also, I think ULTI can be different, right? The goal of ULTI is to be multi-chain, to be wherever users are. So you can imagine ULTI being on, all the famous blockchain where you have a lot of activity. So it could be Polygon, Binance, Base obviously has been growing a lot. Pulse, there's a lot of folks in the community that wants ULTI to be on Pulse chain. And basically the idea is to have like sister contract living on all these chains. And they take as input token the ULTI from Ethereum, right? So everybody's going to be able to play the ULTI game, different guardians, different level of activity there. But for sure, if there's a lot of activity, let's say on Base, there's going to be creates a lot of demand for ULTI to be put into a smart contract and lock it. And in exchange, that would put pressure on the price of ULTI on Ethereum, which in turns will also going to be impact all of the other chain where the sister contract of ULTI are being deployed. So yeah, I want ULTI to be multi-chain. It will create more value for ULTI because more users, but I don't want any dilution of value from the ULTI token. So the only way we're gonna do this deployment multi-chain is if EULTI becomes the input token for where it is being deployed, basically. All right. Yes, accumulate more ULTI. If you like the product, get more of it. Silver, very proud of you to be part of that. Steph, well done. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support. You've been one of the first person doing early review on the contract, sharing ideas when things were being formulated, and obviously you took reputation risk because you didn't know how things would pan out, and you took a reputation risk by basically providing hours of content on ULTI. So I invite anyone that wants to learn a bit more about ULTI to visit Silver the Antidote channel on YouTube. He has a lot of content. I did a few interviews with him. He broke things down for you. So, all right, congrats. Question about guardians. Do the guardians get finalized at the last day of the cycle? True. The guardians payout. All of that is explained in the white paper, guys. Huh? You can just do Control F or Command F if you're on a laptop or computer. Search for guardians or deposits or cycle, and there's mention of what happens as they're paying out. So the guardians basically, they are the top 33 contributors. By contributors, I mean direct contribution, so the ETH you deposited, or the Ether you referred. So if you refer a lot of people, a few deposits, that's the sum of both contribution. The ranking is done in ULTI terms, so the more ULTI you minted yourself or you help mint via referrals will be counted as contribution. And so if you end up by the end of the 33 days as in this top 33 list, the first pump of the next cycle, the person that does the first pump of the next cycle, basically, they will be distributing, as part of the first pump, the contract is distributing the rewards. Well, it's a bit more subtle than that. Is distributing the allocation to the guardians from previous cycle. So it's kind of like a symbolic handover from the cohort of guardians one cycle to the next. And then once the allocation is done, like all bonuses, it can be claimed within 99 days windows. So it's about 3 cycles. So technically, the first guardian should be able to claim roughly at the beginning of April. Do you plan on building out a web app like Staker lives in? Yes. So obviously, I will do more than what I did in the past. I learned a lot, and I think the key things here is like we have a token that is purely decentralized. I coined this term pure DeFi, which means there is no founder allocation. It's actually the opposite. I did a reverse ICO. I did a donation by providing early liquidity and early deposits. Yeah, you will never see an address of me asking for money. I don't need it, and I want to give back to the community. So, yeah, no founder allocation, no VCs, no deals, no with exchanges or IDOs. Nobody can get token from me or anyone. If people want token, it's a meritocratic system where you need to deposit, promote, or be consistent. Very, very simple. Or you can also buy off the market. But we just said earlier that depositing is maybe the most financially efficient way to get some ULTI. Well, a friend of mine, Francois, who I live with in San Francisco, that is telling me, congrats, thanks, merci, Francois. Any tips on nailing the pump execution? Struggling with fails. Oh, okay, we have competitor here. So every 55 minutes, the guardians, the current guardians, because you could be kicked out of the list during the cycles, the current guardians, they can pump every 55 minutes. Throughout the cycle, there's a max of 33 pumps per guardian. And to get an extra little bonus, it's called the pump active pumper bonus. It's a minimum of 11 pumps, right? So basically, you need your transaction to be executed before anyone else, any other the pumpers that would rush. Yeah, I think people are excited because it's the beginning of the product, right, and the life cycle of the product. So people are gonna rush first few days just to be able to pump. But no worries, I think there's enough room for everybody to be pumping. So try again when nobody's watching. We have a J negative. Congrats on smooth launch, man. Sell-off tomorrow gonna be epic. So yeah, I mean, no surprise. J negative saying that it's gonna be a big sell-off. So consistent with the pseudonym. All right. Yeah, I've seen that for people using MetaMask, it says that the transaction is likely to fail. I've heard that there's some in the settings something called smart transaction that can be disabled, and that would remove it. Also, make sure that you have enough margin for the gas. A few people try to transact with a too tight margin with the deposit, and that caused the transaction to fail. So we're gonna improve the UI just to be able to estimate correctly how much margin is required, and so you're less likely to have an issue. MetaMask is one of the worst wallets out there, right? So I've done a lot of testing integration across a dozen of wallets in the past few months, and I do not recommend MetaMask. So there's a lot of alternatives that works really well. You have the for example, you have the Coinbase wallet, decentralized wallet application and extension that works really well. Rabi wallet, and they have a mobile app as well on iOS and Android. It works really well. You have Trust Wallet that is built by the Binance team as well. That they have the decentralized wallet. The Kraken exchange as well have their own decentralized wallet. So please don't be afraid just to try them out. You test things out on these different wallets, but MetaMask is definitely not the best. This is the one causing the most issue to most users every time. All right. Yes, if you have issue with transaction, right, please DM me. I can look into it. Often it's related to MetaMask, using MetaMask or having the specific settings maybe to modulate there, or the fact that you just don't have enough margin to pay for the gas. So supply now would be different across chain. On the different version of ULTI, the supply would be different across the other deployment of PULT, BULT, Binance ULTI, Base ULTI, Blockchain ULTI. But the supply, the most important will be the one of the EULT that will be bridged across these different chains. So strict bonus or juicy for the long-term investment. Yes, Francois is right. The price can go up, can go down. So if you're in the long-term strike, cannot play the referral game or the Guardian game. Consider playing the streak game, because when the price goes down, right, you'll be happy to get an extra 33%, right? If the price goes up too strongly, or on the other side, you may lose out, right? So we all hope that the project is very successful and the price keeps going up. In that case, the participating in the streaks may not be as optimal, because you would have preferred deploying more capital early versus in the long run. But historically, crypto goes up and down, and people that tends to this year do better than people that are trading. This is actual research data, so that's why strict bonus is incentivized the most, because we want everybody to succeed. It's about having discipline to save money over the long run. So here we go. You're being paid to save money every month. Not by me, by the contract. Very good question it's very advanced question from Titan Joe. Are some of the Guardian smart contracts? Yeah, technically, anyone could, these three bonuses, these three incentives, they're the way for you just to get most of the inflation of the contract, right? So, anyone can deploy a contract, and having a pool, like a deposit pool, to aim as having more of the strike bonus, or more of the Guardian bonus. When I say more of the strike bonus, it's just that you can imagine that people maybe struggle just to DCA every month, so they forget about it, and maybe kind of a pool can help. I know some people is looking into building something like that already. We have JJ Wentforce. I appreciate you, Steph. Your vision being a real in my book. For those with failed transaction, increase your gas limit. I had a couple of failed, but it may went through. All right, thank you for the feedback. We'll just improve a bit the UI, just to make sure that we minimize this kind of like experiences. All right, I got a lot more questions here. I think I'm gonna take 3 more, and then I'm gonna wrap up. Since liquidity is around $300K right now, can we expect the price to go at least down to 200s? That would mean 0.5, 50 basis point of what is now. If you for the price to go down, you need some people to sell, right? So if too many people are in profit, they may sell. This is part of what's happening on all speculative assets in the world, right? If the real estate market is too high, it tends to retrace. If the stock market is too high, it tends to retrace. So here, I think the price has been moving fast, really moving up very, very fast, and still at I'm just refreshing here. I was still at 15x. The starting price. This is outstanding. I don't know what to say. I was really confused. I was not expecting that to be so high. So I'm not gonna complain, but expect some volatility up and down in the next coming weeks. All right, Miss Lily, she asked me a question that I missed apparently. All right, so Yes, someone assured you that the LP would be 33. So we had mentioned initially that we would want to do a 33 donation. Right now, we donated, I think, more than 20 ETH. I donated more than 20 ETH to this community. I still have not even counting other type of donation I done across the board. Still wants to put that number way more than this 33 minimum. So we did 10 ETH in the liquidity pool, and we did 10 ETH in the pump pool, and we have more to come to be donated over the first cycle, the first few cycle throughout this year. There's going to be more donation being made. So the question you're asking about liquidity here is interesting because every deposit is scaling liquidity for users. So what happens is every time someone is doing a deposit, it increases liquidity. So already adding another 10 ETH right now would not make that much difference. It would be the opposite because it would just slow down the speed at which the price can go up. So lower liquidity early is better. So that's for that, Miss Lily. I didn't try to ignore your question on purpose. All right, so Rabi wallet is good. More than 10 million USD in pending means at the current price. Yes, there's a lot of money coming back, right? There's no free lunch, guys. I think this is a long-term protocol. So what happened if Guazens won't pump? Yeah, the Guazens, by the way, they can pump up to, I think, I'm not mistaken. No, it was 9,000 pumps a year, and 964 pumps at the maximum a cycle. So yes, if they don't pump, well, it means the guardians don't want the price to go up right now, and so the collective saving pool right now is not purchasing back the price of ULTI. So that's the power of being the largest contributor. So the more you deposit or the more you refer users to the platform, you increase your chances to be guardians, and your chance to basically give a vote of confidence by pumping in utilization, in choosing the utilization rate of the pump pool. Yes, Internet Money Wallet, great option. I forgot to mention. Built by KG and Tim. I think he works with his father, if I'm not mistaken. This is a great option as well. Gives you points. So I'm planning to do actually having a call with KG. We could not do it before lunch, but because of time zone difference, it was hard for us just to find a time. But I think next few weeks we'll have time just to discuss, maybe stream together. So I'm happy to do more with the Internet Money team. Okay, I'm not going to talk about crypto outlook and doing price prediction today, but I'm going to be building a channel just dedicated on price prediction. I'm going to go through the top coins, really, could be top regular coins, meme coins, obviously ULTI. Yeah, it's a way just basically to give the opportunity for people to understand a bit more markets, and a way for me to introduce people to a pure DeFi protocol. It's quite unique, huh? I challenge you all just to come up with any DeFi protocol where the founder has zero allocation. Not only I don't have any allocation, I've been giving a lot of ETH and time, energy, money to ULTI. We spent a bit more than already 200K in the infrastructure of the product. So marketing, videos, infrastructure, building, security audits, $200,000 worth of money are being already donated to create ULTI. And tonight, when we launch, a bit more than 20 Ether have been deployed as well. And we'll be deploying more, I think, over the next few days. So we're scaling in. We're observing how the market is behaving, and we'll just being very intentional in how we are spending the money. And the ULTI, the deployer address for ULTI, is going to be officially held by a crypto foundation. I'm still need to work out the details for that, and we'll be doing a lot of giveaways. So all the ULTI collected by the address will be used for donation throughout the year. Yeah, that's right. Right now we're on 20 ETH, and we'll scale to the minimum of 33, probably more throughout the year, in different forms. So I think, yeah, the form will vary. So, all right, I think we reached the end of the. I just arrived to the end of the chat. Okay, let's go back to that. My previous question was because it was impossible for the top 10 to sell 1 million worth of the. Yes, that's the case for any token in some deck. Yeah, it is. If you want to sell if all house owners sell all their houses today, there's not enough liquidity or people purchasing houses just to absorb the sales, the sales of those houses, and so the price would tank. Something for all assets. There's nothing specific. You can look at liquidity of any assets versus market cap or balances of the top holders, and you would see the similar breakdown. I mean, one of the key difference here with ULTI is fairly unique is there was no insiders, right? There's no one coming in with a deal. Not me, no VCs. You didn't put any money in my pockets, but into a smart contract that is immutable. So that's a key difference. So just based on that, right, you just reduce a lot of risk, right? There's no legal risk at all because we're gonna blame, right? You put your money into a smart contract. It's also something that's inherently humans prefer, right? I've seen it many times in the past 2 months. I think a third of people that want to invest in ULTI, they mentioned that they wanted to invest into it because it was pure DeFi, because the founder was investing their money into the token and not asking for money. The fact it was immutable, there's no VCs, no deal. So yeah, people are happy with this system, and so far has been proving to work really well. We're about to reach 600 ETH into the pump pool. Very, very positive. All right, use Brave was one other question from question. Will all claims go live at once and for all at one time? No. Your claims and your bonuses, basically the window into which you can claim your deposit or your bonuses depends on the time at which you deposited or the last claims that you did for the bonuses. So if you came in, the difference between the person that came in the first few minutes before lunch and maybe 2 hours later, the person that came in earlier, their countdown, right, for claiming their deposit will be finished earlier, right? So people that just deposited earlier will be able to claim earlier. Over time, that will create a situation of randomness where deposit and claim will be spread across time, and you should not have any specific time where you have a huge amount of unloading either bonuses or claims. Probably in first few months, we see a lot of situation where people are all kind of claiming at the same time, either bonuses or deposits, because of the time at which they enter into the protocol. The more people get onboarded over time, it will be smoothed out. All right. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much. It's been 49 minutes. Huge success so far. It's been exceeding my expectation. I'm generally kind of somewhat I love risk, but a conservative person when it comes to others people's money. So I didn't want to set any high expectation. Very, very successful. Still caution everybody just to proceed with decent amount of skepticism, because these are new tokenomics, right? We haven't seen anything like it in the wild. There are competition, and I did a lot of research. I haven't seen any, maybe one or two protocol that really focus on competing for having more people to drop their economic energy into a pool, right? So this is the golden bonus. Referrals are not used widely across protocols. I think for me it's a must. I mean, this is a bottom-up industry where you want retail users to get more of the supply early, and I think referrals help with that. Here I just did a bit of innovation with the skin in a game cap feature, so that you cannot have a large influencers promoting a product that they don't participate into. This is innovation. And the streak as well, could not find any example of a streak across all the protocols that I researched for the past 2 years. This is very popular in some games online, and it's a great way just to create stickiness and retention of users. So imagine your bank was paying you extra if you were doing recurring deposits with them. Obviously, they don't really do that, but that's the concept, right? So I think that's it for today. No more questions. Thanks again, everybody. And we'll do more streams. So I'm planning to do probably weekly ULTI streams, where we look at the guardians, where we look at the all the stats of the ecosystem, any major moves or plays or things that we discover in tokenomics that we did not expect it before. So it's going to be very transparent, because I want the most people to get the alpha and to maximize what they can get out of the system. All right. And then I'll do also more regular stream with regard to market analysis in the next few weeks. So I need to kick off, start a new channel dedicated to that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for contributing. Congrats to you guys, because you showed up, you did the work. Many of you just participated to the initial testing and on the private testnet and then on separate testnet, and it's been beneficial because so far so good. Everything is rock solid. So thanks, everybody.